35 years old, paying off $169,000 in debt. Yes, I'm going on a Disney cruise, so help me pack for my trip.
I'm not going to go see the world because
You're not going to go see the world.
Our credit cards just manage our lives.
Yes.
I have just under $31,000 in debt between credit card, taxes, car, student loan. And I'm just going to make one thing very clear. I'm going to live my life.
You ever notice how everyone online seems to be on vacation, even though nobody can actually afford it? In 2025, people are going broke just to post a couple of beach selfies. Flights are up, hotels are up, even a basic weekend trip costs what a full vacation used to. But people are still swiping the credit card like it's free. And with the holidays right around the corner, people are traveling more than ever, even if their bank accounts are screaming for them to sit this one out. And here's the truth. A lot of these trips aren't paid for. They're financed, thrown on high interest debt, or slapped onto buy now, pay later like it's nothing, even by people who are already drowning financially. Today, we're breaking down why vacations have become so expensive and whether people in debt should even be going on them in the first place. And by the way, I'll be reading some of your comments in this video, so if you want a chance to be featured in the next one, definitely make sure to leave a comment down below. Otherwise, let's get into it.
We're just not gonna like go see the world.
Yeah, you're just like, you're not going to go see the world. You said it. You figured it out.
We're just not gonna go see the world because
you're not going to go see the world.
Our credit cards just manage our lives.
Yes. How often do you guys travel?
All the time.
Okay, you're broken. You guys are
Technically,
broken.
we're not.
No, listen, you guys can't afford life. You simply can't afford.
But we do, and we've been.
You don't. Your debt goes up. That's why you're able to spend what you spend. And it's going to get pushed to a limit where you guys aren't going to be able to make it.
Well,
and bankruptcy will be forced upon you.
We're just not going to like go see the world?
Yeah, you're just like, you're not going to go see the world. You said it. You figured it out.
We're just not going to go see the world because
you're not going to go see the world.
Our credit cards just manage our lives.
Yes.
No.
Well, what's the... Then what are we doing here?
Child.
You're supposed to help us.
How? In what way? I'm not a magic pill. Buddy, if I say, hey, maybe you can't do a luxurious vacation once a month, and that's why you're in debt.
Okay, first of all, it's not even once a month.
Shut the f*** up. If I just give literally the most basic thing and tell you to cut out the most expensive thing that maybe you do once a year instead, max, which I wouldn't even do, I'd get out of fucking debt, then maybe you'd be willing to cut that back. So I don't know what the f is going on here. This is so stupid. This is so stupid already. So dumb. This is the first card. You have to be receptive.
First card?
If you're sitting at this table, you have to be receptive or I'm not f***ing filming.
I am receptive. I just don't agree with your logic.
Please explain.
I mean, you know, everybody has debt.
No.
Yes.
No. Oh.
Everybody has debt,
no!
And we're just not gonna go see the world.
Yes!
And not go travel just because credit cards have to be paid.
Oh my
Yeah, that's how it works.
You have to go make memories. You have to go make memories. What are you gonna do? Just stay in your house and fucking work all the time?
No, you
literally.
Oh my gosh, buddy.
Is that what you do? Is that where you're just so miserable all the time?
Well, yes, I am building a business here, so I do put in more work than you've ever put in your entire life. But I also have results to show for it, and you have nothing to show for it.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to begin. There's so much to talk about here. What a world we live in. Guy, everybody is getting so comfortable. So comfortable. We live in a comfort crisis where nobody can feel uncomfortable or be the slightest bit disciplined for just a little bit to have a life long of comfortability and travel and do whatever the heck it is that you want to do. All you got to do is give up a tiny bit today. It's just, she clearly is living for other people. The entitlement just to go out and take photos and post selfies and show that I'm traveling to show others instead of dealing with what she's currently amassed, which is tons of debt. What really gets me going is how we as a society have completely normalized having debt as like a part of life. Like having a car payment is normal. Having tons of credit card consumer debt is normal. And it's just meant to be something that's there, growing at an exponential rate, because that's what 34% credit card interest does. It grows crazy and snowballs and compounds out of control. And she's just like, we're living now. We can live totally fine right now. No issues. Yeah. now. Maybe you're not going to feel it in a week or a month or a year, but in a couple of years, when that compounds and you now have a $150,000 credit card debt bill that you have to pay because you've been, paying the minimum or not paying it at all for the longest time, it's going to catch up to you eventually. And at some point, you're going to have to take accountability. And the memories that you so really want to make are not going to be all butterflies and rainbows. It's going to be sitting in some sort of courtroom filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy with an attorney and sleeping on people's couches because nobody wants to rent to you because you're a liability. Oh my gosh, so many people are like this. And this is going to be the main question I got to ask you guys. Is it okay to go into debt to go on vacation? And if you're in debt, is it okay to go on vacation? Not every vacation needs to be so expensive, and traveling the world and spending tens of thousands of dollars, whatever it costs to travel. There's many things you can do budget friendly and free, even if you're in debt. I hate to break it to you. Oh my gosh. Anywho, I wanted to read a couple of comments that you guys had left on previous insanity consumerism episodes. If you guys haven't seen those, highly recommend you check them out. And if you want to get featured in the next episode, definitely make sure to drop a comment down below. This explains why consumer debt is in the trillions. Yeah. Oh, the sheer entitlement that she had. Why should she sit out on the fun that everyone else on social media is having when she has racked up thousands of dollars in credit card debt? I hate to break it to you, most of the people that are flexing their wealth on the internet and going and traveling are in debt themselves. Credit card debt, consumer debt. It really is crazy how many people I have met and come into that travel all the time and then ask me for advice on how to pay off their debt. And I don't just tell people how to do it. I say what I would do, but it goes in one ear and out the other. And then next thing I know, they're in Ibiza or somewhere else. And I'm like, that trip's going to cost them. I know it's going to cost them thousands of dollars. And they just admitted to me that they're in 50, 30, 80, 100K of debt, like consumer debt, credit card debt, car loans, student loans, and they're out living life like it's crazy.
35 years old, paying off $169,000 in debt. Yes, I'm going on a Disney cruise to help me pack for my trip. I know this is going to push a lot of people's buttons, but you can pay off debt and still live your life. What that looks like probably varies person to person. For me, that means continuing to travel and budgeting for the things that are wants in my sinking funds. Each paycheck, I allocate dollars to save towards wants or bigger spends like a vacation. I'm in this for the long haul. $169,000 is a big number that's not going to go away quickly, so years of not going on vacation or only buying necessities is not sustainable in my opinion, although I am trying to chip away at the number as fast as possible. I'm working the debt snowball method and I've paid off $32,000 so far this year, clearing 9 of the 18 debts I owe. I'm proud of the progress I've made, and I'm building better financial habits by delaying instant gratification and saving for the things I would previously spontaneously purchase. So now back to the cruise. If you're curious how much I spent on this vacation, instead of putting it towards my debt, all in I spent about $1,000. Part of the cost was covered as a gift for my birthday, and the room expenses was split 3 ways. I love traveling with friends to save on cost. I also didn't buy any new outfits or accessories for this trip. The only thing I purchased was a snorkel. In a different spending mindset, I would have bought an entire new wardrobe for this trip, so it's great to see these new habits at work.
Now, you know what's worse than having thousands of dollars in credit card debt and still going on vacation? Hey, come here. It's not subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not subscribing to the channel is practically tossing money away. It's completely free, doesn't cost a dime. If anything, it's going to save you money. It's going to make you money, because the advice that we talk about and the things we talk about on this channel have really changed some people's lives, as I've read in the comments here. So definitely tap that subscribe button down below. It means a lot. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, and then I'm going to be doing a very big giveaway too and making more people wealthy. So definitely make sure to do that, and let's keep going. I get it becomes priorities, but it's paying off debt shouldn't take you decades of your life to pay off. If you really, get tunnel vision focus, you can come out of it very quickly. I know a lot of people that really don't have that much debt, but they keep waiting and delaying it and paying the minimum. And every year they talk to me about it, because again, in one year, out the other, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But all they're doing is shopping and spending and traveling and doing all this stuff. So clearly they don't care. And at some point, it's going to make them care. They're going to have to care because it's not going to go away. When you have people knocking on your door, when you have people showing up at your work, when you have people calling you nonstop, you won't be able to ignore it then. But, oh boy, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I think there's plenty of different ways you can travel with friends and family. I don't know how, I mean, it's $169,000 is a lot to accrue. It certainly is. And you can take breaks and you can reward yourself. And $1,000, it's not that bad. Yes, in the grand scheme of things, it's not gonna really set her back that much, but it's more of the principle, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit here. And there you go. You're back into the old ways that got you $170,000 in debt. That's if it's not student loans. We don't know that. But for most people, you shouldn't be going and traveling and spending all this money on vacations. Find a way to do things for free. Go to another town. Go to another state. Go drive to somewhere else. Go on free walks, hikes, hang out with friends. There's plenty of different things you could do for free. Completely agree. I have student loans and I'm saving for other things, but I want to enjoy life as well. I get it. We are in a comfort crisis. You should watch Caleb Hammer. He would disagree so hard, LOL, but he is really good at convincing people to get us out of debt, Yeah, we just saw him. It doesn't take long. 2-3 years in the grand scheme of the rest of your life, the feeling of being debt-free on the other side is so much more rewarding than a vacation, an escape for a week, knowing you're going to come back home and your debt has gotten even bigger.
$10,000 on a no-budget family vacation to Disney World to celebrate paying off our house, and here's exactly where all that money went. If you've been here for a while, you know that we've been living on a pretty tight budget as we work to pay off our mortgage. So this splurge of a trip was so much fun, but you know I had to come home and plug it all into my spreadsheet, stare my spending in the face, and assess the damage and make sure that we weren't absolutely financially ruined. Even on a no-budget trip, I feel like we still did a great job with spending in alignment with our values. For us, that had us spending most of our money on the deluxe resort. We spent $6,268 to spend 7 nights at the Polynesian. This resort was definitely a splurge, but it had everything we wanted. And honestly, it was amazing and no regrets. We spent $1,696 on our round trip flights, and those were the cheapest economy seats available at the time. We spent $1,230 on 2 4-day park tickets, plus an extra $194 to get lightning lanes for each day, which was 100% worth the extra cost, especially with a toddler. Definitely recommend getting the lightning lanes. Our next biggest expense was food. We spent $526 on quick food, $164 on sit-down food, and $420 on 3 different character meals. We spent $215 on souvenirs between a hat for my husband, ears for my daughter and I, a bubble wand, a candle, a mug, and some bath toys. But we did cut down on this cost by spending $185 on all of the Disney clothes and other merchandise that we wanted to buy before the trip to avoid the huge markup in the parks as much as possible. We also spent $197 on random travel costs like checking our bag, airport parking, and the shuttle to and from the resort. Overall, the total cost of our trip was $11,095, which honestly, yes, that is a ton of money. Don't get me wrong, but it could have been so much more. We definitely didn't blow a bunch of money on stuff that we didn't care about, like upgrading our flight seats or the view from our hotel room or any of that. And this is why I'm always talking about tracking your spending, because even though I wasn't on a budget this trip, because I've been tracking my spending for so long, I have a really good idea of what I actually care about and what is worth it for me to spend my money on. So then even if you're on a no budget trip and can technically splurge on anything you want, you're not going to buy things you're going to regret later, and you will leave the trip feeling like every penny you spent was absolutely worth it.
If I spent $11,000 at Disney World, if I had 11 grand to no budget to spend on whatever I wanted, it would not be Disneyland for a week. I get it, to each their own, whatever. If you're a Disney adult and that's what you're into, and saying you're going to bring your 2-year-old to give them memories that they're probably not going to remember anyway, if that's the excuse to go, then by all means, go for it. Enjoy it. It's your money. You're out of debt. You saved up. You budgeted. You have the money. You're paying cash for it. Geez, do whatever it is you want. You want to take it and throw it into the ocean and you budgeted for it? More power to you. I get it. You get that privilege, that luxury when you've paid off all your debt. You're out of debt. You have an emergency fund. And heck, if you have a paid off mortgage and house, essentially you have practically no bills. You just paying utilities, what you use in the month, and then you're good to go. A couple $100 a month. That's it. So more power to you, but boy, I would not be spending $11,000 at Disney World. I would be regretting it. You could travel the world probably several times for $11,000 if you do it the right way. Oh my gosh. Anywho, if you guys haven't seen my Disney Insanity episode, because I was blown away the limits people would spend. Like, we're talking like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 at Disneyland, Disney World, which is insane. As a former cast member, I can tell y'all, it's not worth going. We have a former Disney cast member telling people that 10 grand is insane. There was a study done, and they found that a family of 4 could spend upwards of $10K for a 4-day weekend at Disneyland. Here we have proof. They just did it. This study was done years ago. A theme park is not worth $10,000. I totally agree. There are so many places in the world you could travel to. We're just saying this, that are gorgeous, and you would not spend a fraction of that cost. $4,000 for 2 days is beyond ridiculous. Yet there will be people who claim going on a cruise and paying $250 per person costs way too much, but $4K for 2 days at Disney, sign me up. Crazy. Yeah, I just did I didn't just do it. It was a couple years ago, an adults only cruise on the Virgin Voyage cruise. And I think it cost maybe $800 each. It was all inclusive, $1,600 for, I think, 8 days to go to several, like Bimini, but like Bahamas, Jamaica, like all these different places, several places, all inclusive, all the food, everything. It was like $800 each, all in, $1,600 total. I thought that was a fairly reasonable deal. Went to the gym, ate food, got to sit down at tons of restaurants, all you can eat, travel. Wasn't half bad, but $11,000 gone like that. Wow.
I knew this was coming, but I was just kind of waiting for it to happen. I got my first comment today about how I am planning on traveling, or I'm traveling, but I also am in debt. I have just under $31,000 in debt between credit card, taxes, car, student loan. And I'm just going to make one thing very clear.
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm going to live my life. I am going to take however much amount of money, whether it's $2,000 that I'm saving up, and put it towards travel versus putting it towards my debt. I'm going to do that. I'm 29 years old. I have no kids, no responsibilities aside from my bills, which I pay every month. I'm going to take...
Pause it. That's the problem. You pay it every month. You should be paying more towards it. You should be getting out of this. You're clearly not disciplined enough, and that's how you got in this situation in the first place. You're nearly 30, no kids, not doing much. You should be able to pay this debt off fairly quickly. Student loans is the one exception I have, but consumer debt, credit card debt, car payments, no vacations for you.
Money, and I'm gonna go on vacation.
Nope.
Okay. If you're somebody who has debt and you choose to not focus at all on any of your wants in life, then you gotta do you. I'm gonna take my hard-earned money and I'm gonna put some of it towards travel, but I'm budgeting for it. I'm not going into further debt to travel.
Yes,
which
you are.
A lot of people are probably doing and just not telling you and not being open about it. So all I'm gonna say is, yes, I have $31,000 in debt, and I'm going to go on my vacation with that debt at home. Okay?
This is what I don't understand. $31,000 of debt. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you make $50,000, $60K a year and you hunker down, go move back in with your parents' house for a year or two, you would be on the other side of it in less than 2 years. Maybe 3 years tops. And then you can do whatever it is you want. But no, she'd rather, comfort crisis, be comfortable now. I'm telling you, these memories, you think you're making these good memories, and it's going to be great. And you can think back on those grand, amazing memories you spent in Cancun when you're sleeping on the couch of somebody else's house because you filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy because you didn't want to take accountability and you're too entitled for the actions that got you in that position in the first place. And for her saying, well, I didn't go into more debt. Essentially, you are. I understand you didn't take out another loan. Good that you didn't do that. But just the core principle of that $2,000 that could have went to debt. Essentially, she has credit card debt. We're going to assume she's 34% interest on that. Every dollar you apply to that credit card debt, you are earning 34%. So yeah, every dollar you don't put towards it, you're racking up 34% interest. So every dollar you don't put, even though you're not taking out more debt, you are essentially going into more debt until you get on the other side of that, until you're in the positive.
A new study shows that a third of Americans going on vacation this summer are going into debt to afford it. See, I don't get it because I couldn't go on a vacation and enjoy it knowing I couldn't afford it. Knowing when it's over, I'm going back to reality, which is going to be debt because I went on a trip I couldn't afford. That's not fun for me. I would be stressed. I wouldn't enjoy it. How are you guys enjoying a trip you can't afford? And this is totally the problem today with instant gratification and no one actually putting in the effort to affording what they want in their life. It's all about living for today. Yep. It's all about YOLO and FOMO. Let's use my Europe trip from last summer. So for a 6-day trip, it cost me $2,000, flight, stays, food.
A 6-day trip to Europe cost him $2,000. But a week trip, a 7-day trip to Disney cost $11,000.
All that. I know how to do things cheap. But to afford that $2,000 trip, I would need to save $166 a month. No, don't drive down here. Wait, but I like the song. Bitch, if you want to go to Europe this summer, sell your TV and cut the cable. You know what I mean? Like, make a fucking sacrifice for once in your life to afford what you want. One of my favorite quotes when it comes to finances is learn how to say no now so you can live a life of yes later. And I have lived by that shit. Most Americans don't live like that. Everyone wants their cake and eat it too. Yep. They want to continue to go shopping. They want to continue to go out to eat all the time. They want to do concerts. They want to do this. They want to do that. And then when it comes to summertime, oh, I'm going to just do a trip too and I'm just going to go into debt for it. You guys make me so sad. Like, some of you don't realize, like, you're ruining your own life. Like, if you would just change your habits, if you just change your mindset, if you would just say no to yourself for once in your damn life, you would have the potential to get into a better financial situation so you could live the life you want. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents. Keep doing what you're doing and let me know how that's working for you.
This reminds me of the first girl that we just watched who really wanted to have her cake and eat it too. And it reminds me of the quote because she was like, I want advice, but I don't want that advice. I don't want to do any of the hard stuff. I just want to spend like I'm out of it. So this brings me back to the quote that I heard, which is most people don't want to be millionaires. They just want to spend like millionaires. They want to live the life of millionaires without doing what it takes to become a millionaire. And FYI, to become a millionaire or to stay a millionaire requires a lot of discipline and a lot of not spending and a lot of non-instant gratification. That's how one amasses that amount of money. That's what it takes. Nobody wants to do that. It's too hard. They give up, whatever. And it's not for everyone. We can't have a world filled with everyone being millionaires. That's just not how it is. But you need to learn to be uncomfortable for a tiny bit for the betterment of tomorrow. I know it's hard. This is all relative, though. Live within your means. If you make $250K a year and want to go to Disney, go for it. If you make $50K a year, reconsider. I like that. That's true. So not only there's 2 ways to the totem pole here, we can, to the best of our abilities, reduce as much of our spending habits as possible. And we can only do that by so much. The next step is, increasing our income, which is difficult, but that's another step. And if we can do both, we really can go from like being in a state of rich to being wealthy, which is awesome. And essentially, yes, if you make a lot of money, live within your means, but also do it when you're not in debt. Then you can spend whatever it is that you want.
Go on the vacation. Spend the money, okay? Do anything that you want to do right now. I'm a home healthcare nurse, and my job is to go into people's homes and take care of them, mostly elderly, okay? Go on the vacation. I don't care how much money it costs. I don't care if you're in debt. Who fucking cares? Because guess what? You're going to get old, and you're going to be sitting on your couch, and you're going to just be looking at a crossword puzzle every single day. That's it. That's all you're going to do. You're not going to do all you're going to be worrying about is your next meal. So you're eating breakfast, and you're going to eat lunch, and then you're going to take a nap, and then you're going to eat dinner, and then you're going to go to bed at fucking 8 p.m. I am telling you, no, I'm telling you, just go on the vacation. Go wherever you want to go. Just quit your job, get a new job. Who fucking cares? Just anything that you want to do. You want to go out, go out. You want to go to fucking Mexico? Go to fucking Mexico. I'm telling you, go get a camper. Is it $50,000? Who cares? Take it and go somewhere with it. Like, I'm just telling you that I see these people. I look into their eyes. While and I just see that they were young at one point, and I feel like they didn't do what they wanted to do because they were always worried about saving, and they didn't want to be in debt, and they wanted to make sure all their bills were paid. Fuck that. Just spend the money. Who fucking cares? Because you know what? While they were young and they were taking care of whatever, they were saving and they were just like planning for their future. Guess what their future is? Sitting on a couch because they can't fucking get off of it. They can't move because they worked and that's all they did and they didn't do anything else. And now when they can actually go, you know what happens when people retire? They die. I'm not kidding you. I worked in a cardiac ICU, and do you want to know who I saw all the time? They retired and then they had a heart attack.
Well, you work in an
and then
ICU.
They couldn't do shit. Okay? So while you are young, while you are able, while you can, just do it. I promise you, you won't regret it later. You know what you're going to do later. If you don't do it, you're going to regret it. Okay? Later is when the regret's going to happen. You're not going to regret that shit. When you get old, you're going to be like, I did it all. Whatever I fucking wanted to do, I just fucking did that shit. That's what you need. You want that fucking dress? Go buy it, because guess what? You're going to be old, or an accident's going to happen, and you're going to be going up a ladder to get something in the garage, and you're going to fall down, and you're going to be 50 years old, and you're going to fucking be paralyzed. That's happened, okay? It happened to one of my patients. Just do whatever you want to do. Just fucking do it, okay? And just trust me. Trust me when I tell you. Just fucking do it, because time is going to run out and you're not going to have a chance.
All right, guys, let's unpack that. For starters, this is extremely biased, and she is on the extreme side. What I mean by that is she works in a cardiac ICU. She is going to see the worst of the worst, the craziest of the craziest. She works in hospice. So again, she is going to see the worst of the worst. She's not seeing all the people that, lived below their means, saved up enough, and are now traveling the world, doing whatever it is that they want to do. My parents retired a couple of years ago. They do whatever they want to do. They saved up. They have a paid off house. They travel. They don't have to think about bills. They buy what they want. They do what they want because they sacrificed a little in the beginning, and now they can afford it. They invested. They paid off debt. The problem with this is she has a very skewed opinion, and she's not seeing all the people that saved and invested and now are living a beautiful life, traveling, doing all this stuff. They're not sitting at home curled up because they don't have any money. They ran out. So yeah, in one case, YOLO, you should be doing things that are enjoyable when you're young and healthy and fit and able-bodied, but not to the extreme, because I hate to break it to you, people are living longer and longer and longer every single year, and the last thing you want to do is be 65 years old and tired and not want to work and want to retire, and you got $0 in your bank account. You're still paying off your mortgage. There's so many people I know like this, working in Walmart at 75 years old because they spent all their money and YOLO'd it away, and now they're screwed. Those are not going to be the fun memories you want to make. I'm telling you right now. I know plenty of people that are in their 70s, 80s that are not like that are living their life, traveling and staying busy and staying young. So please, everything in moderation. Please take my advice on that. Never regretted a trip ever. Yeah, right now. We're going to have to make videos 10, 15 years from now when these same people are back in it and they're filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy because they spent it all and they miscalculated how much money they had, and they're absolutely screwed. That's what people don't realize. I understand time is more valuable than money, but imagine living a life with lots of money. Things get better, especially in a capitalist world that we live in. Hospice here. Please go live your life. Tomorrow isn't promised. Really does tell you how certain people and careers affect your view on money. If I worked in hospice all my life, I'd probably be a lot more, adrenaline junkie, doing YOLO and doing everything I possibly could because I'm around death or bad stuff all the time. So I don't do that. So I have a more level-headed conservative mindset here. Yep, at 62, I travel solo every year. My gal friends ask, aren't you scared? I tell them it's more scary sitting on my couch all day with no dreams, being scared of living. I think it's the biggest lie we have been told, to work hard and save money so you can do it all in retirement. Now, you should, everything in moderation, but you got to be out of debt first. Go on your trips all the time. You could do it every single year. Just get on the other side of it. Start saving a little too, so we can prepare for the future. I don't want to see you guys on the corner begging because you didn't save anything. Anywho, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. If you like this video, definitely make sure to smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. And if you haven't seen my Disney Vacation Insanity episode, definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.